Good evening, everyone. My name is Azam Ansari, and I'll be the co-host for the day. Now, before proceeding ahead, I would like to ask all of the students if they can see the screen and if they can hear me properly. You can simply raise the hand. Okay, thank you. So, in this session, we are going to understand some important aspects of the science and technology from the prelims as well as from the mains perspective. So before actually starting with the any of the topic of the science and technology, let us try to formulate a simple strategy on why should we study this and what will be the significance of this topic with respect to your examination. So over here, you will have with us this slide. Yes. So science and technology is important, and it is important that a student, that the bureaucrat should not be the bureaucrat in the absolute sense. They should have, no, they should be technocrat as well. They should have the understanding of the technology. The reason is technology brings transparency and it brings efficiency in the administration. Now, with respect to the syllabus that is given by the UPSC, science and technology is covered in your general studies, three of your mains, and in general studies, one of your prelims. With respect to the general studies three, the syllabus is little bit elaborated. It says the science and technology, the development and the application and the effects in the everyday life. It further talks about the achievements of the Indians in the achievements of the Indian in the field of the science and technology. Then a very important topic, indigenization of the technology. See, um most of the technology that India had were important. You can consider, for example, the various defense technology or the nuclear technology. But with the advancement of the technology and the advancement of the research and the development in India, most of these technology is being indigenized. Next is the awareness in the field of IT, space, computer, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and issues related to the intellectual property right. So this is in a nutshell the syllabus given by the UPSC. We'll try to elaborate what is this syllabus in little more detail. Now, having done this syllabus, it is not very clear with respect to what type of the questions that would be asked. So in order to have a better clarity of the question, we'll actually see the question paper and then formulate a strategy. In prelims, the very one liner, that is the general science, is being mentioned, the general science and technology. That's it. The general science would have physics, chemistry, biology, and the technology also. So if you are not a science student, if you haven't studied physics, chemistry, or biology way back in your graduation, you don't need to worry about this. The reason is the difficulty level of this physics, chemistry, and biology would be only till 10th standard. Okay, and I believe till 10th standard, all of you had this general science. And even if you do not have the understanding of the basic physics or chemistry also, that is still okay, because in the recent past, questions from physics and chemistry have not been coming. So let us first see the previous year's question paper. On the basis of these question paper, I'll tell you, or rather we would collectively formulate a strategy. So if you can see the screen, yes, on the right hand side of the screen, you can see that there are certain topics. So what we have done is we have segregated last 20-year question paper, and this 20-year question paper of prelims as well as that of mains. So if we first see the prelims question paper, the various topics are space science, information and communication technology, the digital technology, various number of questions in the biotechnology. These are few very important area of the science and technology. Good number of questions have been coming from these area: space science, information communication, digital, and biotechnology. Then another important topic, the disease. Yes, every year one question comes from the disease also. In the recent past, the question on Zika virus, Ebola, swine flu, all of these questions have been asked. And at present, a medicine that is widely used in the treatment of the corona, the chloroquine, that is very much in the news, and there is a high chance that this year this question might be asked. But let me show you, this question had already been asked way back in the year 2010 also. So with respect to the hepatitis A, B, C, then also the question on the tuberculosis have been asked in the recent past. Then question on defense. This is another important topic. India keep on developing or indigenization of these technology on a very vast scale. We have developed different defense technology with respect to the missile system, the aircraft carrier, the aircraft itself, the helicopter, the tank. Most important is this missile system. Energy, the most important topic of the entire preparation. This topic, energy, is spread not only in science and technology but also in other topics like the economics. It is also there in geography. So energy topic have got overlapping with two other subjects apart from science and technology. We all have been studying since our school days that energy are renewable, non-renewable, but there is also a classification called as conventional and non-conventional source of energy. So conventional is the that have been used traditionally, like for example coal or the petroleum or the natural gas. The non-conventionals are the recently developed energy fuel, for example the biogas, or the ethanol, methanol, or the solar energy. So all of these, or the fuel cell, these are very very important, or the new source of the technology. And these technology are taking picture in the present day automobile. There are various hybrid cars that have been developed, and these are running on the fuel cell. Nuclear technology, a very controversial topic and very, very important topic. This topic is important. The reason is nuclear is a good source of generation of the electricity, and it is controversial because it is responsible for generation of the bombs also. So the questions have never come on nuclear bomb. Always the question have been coming on the nuclear technology as a clean source of energy. And India is facing this energy crisis, or India do not have sufficient amount of the energy, and India is an energy deficit country. For that, we keep on developing new technology. The reason is most of our energy requirement is fulfilled with the help of import of these fuels. Nanotechnology important, but only one question have come so far in nanotechnology, so don't focus much on this type of question. Programs and research. uh, See, like many other countries, India also invest a good amount of money in the program research activities, but the amount of the investment done in the research by the Indian government is not as high as that of the countries like Russia or America or China or some European countries. Next is the food standard and the adult rent. Yes, food standard and adult rent are also quite frequent question these days. Um the Bureau of the Indian Standard, this is making news in the recent past. The reason is all over India, the government is trying to implement this as a standard for the clean drinking water by the tap water provided by the municipality. Next is the intellectual property right, another important and yet controversial topic. Then general science topic like botany, yes, zoology, these two forms your biology. Even if you are not very strong in zoology, I would strongly recommend you to study botany with a great decency. Then chemistry used to be asked till 2014. After that, there have been no question. Similarly, in the case of physics, okay, there used to be question till couple of years ago. The recent question was asked in the year 2013. So physics and chemistry, even if you do not understand, you can take a pause on this. But the particle physics is important. Now, what are these topic? We are just analyzing this topic in a nutshell. Then if I see, yes, I can see a couple of students have raised their hand. Just give me a couple of minutes so that I can answer your query as well. With respect to the mains, with respect to the mains, you can see the topic again. The topic have been asked from the space science. So in last 5 year, you can see almost every year there have been at least one question in the space science. The space science questions are mostly related to satellite systems. For example, the Indian satellite systems or the NASA satellite system. Indian satellite, for example, Chandrayaan or the Mangalyaan, you must have heard of, and Indian regional navigation satellite system, in short, also known as NAVIC, navigation with the Indian constellation. Then digital technology, two questions have come in the mains. Same is the case with the internet, information communication technology, and the cyber technology. Then in the case of the disease and medicines, so you can see the question or the topic of prelims and mains are same. So such topics should be prepared in such a manner that not only prelims but even mains question can be attempted. Same is the case of the biotechnology. This topic was there in prelims as well as mains. Energy, as you can see, good number of questions, approximately 5 questions in last 7 years. So almost every year there has been one question. Intellectual property right, again two questions. You can see from rest of the topic like particle physics, robotics, nanotechnology, one question. So these are not frequently asked, but yes, these are mostly current affair related questions. So have a tab on your current affair and you can easily sail through this questions also. So having gone through the previous year's question paper of prelims and mains, let us proceed our talk. Yes. So over here you can see that having done the breakdown or the analysis of the syllabus and previous 20 years question paper of mains as well as prelims, we realize that there are topics, that is the space technology, which have got mostly the satellite related questions. Then information and communication technology, nuclear technology and further subtopics under them, the digital technology and subtopics under this as well. And these are few important topics. For example, the defense, very important, is the missile system. Then program and the research program that is being uh, promoted by the government of India. Disease and medicines, you can see further topics like hepatitis, HIV, Zika virus, Ebola, swine flu. So it is quite logical that this year there would be a question on the corona. For example, this year October, it is going to be this year's prelims exam, which was actually postponed of 31st of May. So there is a very high chance that this year this question would be asked. With respect to the biotechnology, the genome sequencing, see, all over the world, this is gaining importance. The reason is, in order to fight the coronavirus, yes, the medicine is, or the vaccine is to be developed, and that is the job of the biotechnologist. So biotechnology have gained significance all over the world, and these terminologies, the genome sequencing, okay, then CRISPR Cas9, okay, these things are commonly in the news. If you are seeing the news, you would have come across these a couple of topics. The particle physics, you must have heard of electrons, protons, neutrons. So particle physics basically talk further in detail about the atoms, what is there inside the electron, what is there inside the proton, and further more detailed aspects. Robot, Robot seems to be a very important topic, but from UPSC in last 7 year, only one question was asked. Same is the case with nanotechnology, only one question. Energy have been a very favorite area of the UPSC. I would strongly recommend please focus on this. Okay. The important topics of the energy is the pyrolysis or the hydrogen enriched CNG. The very important topic is this fuel cell. Yes, in the recent times there are few car which will be running on the fuel cell, but since this is a new technology, and any at any point of time when the technology is new, the technology is little bit expensive. So the car that would be launched with the help of the fuel cell would be relatively expensive, but over a period of time, this would get cheaper. Indian government is spending a lot of money on ethanol. Okay, that would be this is considered as a biofuel, fuel that is made out of dead remains of plants or the animals. Okay, or the fuel that is made out of the waste material. Then solar energy. Yes, this have gained very significant since 2015. Next is the food standard, the water purification system. Yes, you might have this water purification system or the RO back at your home. So you get a clean water from this system. But what about the common people who cannot afford to set up a purification system back at the home? So basically, what the government have come up with is BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard. This is the standard that will be set for the drinking water all over the India. Now, if we compare the quality of drinking water, recently Niti Aayog had conducted a survey of the tap drinking water all over India. It was realized that Mumbai, the clean drinking water of the Mumbai is best quality, and Mumbai ranked first in India with respect to the clean drinking water that is provided through tap. Whereas in the case of Delhi, Delhi stood out to be last, take a worst quality water. So the government of India is making BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard. It is a standard that will be set for the tap drinking water. This standard is already working in the bottled water. Yes, the Bisleri bottle or the Aquafina, that the water that you drink, that is BIS standard water. Okay. The next is the intellectual property right, or the that would have the patent or the geographical indicator and some other topics inside that. Some static portion of the science is the botany, the zoology, the chemistry, and the physics. Okay. Now these topic is only in prelims. Okay, they are not there in mains. So please do not refer them for mains. This is only in prelims, and that too in prelims the significance have gone relatively down. Now, before proceeding ahead, let me see some questions. Some questions. Okay. Okay. So, some student have asked me with respect to the topic that is going on. Yes, it would be the science and technology, as you can see right now. So, with respect to the priority of the topic in the UPSC, I have categorized them into three different priority. With respect to the science and technology, such first priority topic. See, all the topics should not be given equal importance. Okay, you should be smart enough to categorize them with respect to its significance in the UPSC exam. So with respect to the priority, first priority topics are the space and technology. The space technology, let me tell you, this is there in the geography also, space science. Okay, various planets, formation of the earth and the universe. Okay, so it is there in the geography, and it is there in the science and technology also. Then you have information communication, digital technology. This have gained significance in the recent past. For example, the 3D technology, or the 3D technology of the printing, the 4D technology, okay, the virtual reality or the augmented reality. So what are these things? We'll try to understand them in the due course of time. Defense technology is again important. More than that, important is the biotechnology, disease, energy. Now, energy have got overlapping with subjects like geography, economics. Okay, it have got also overlapping with the science and technology. So, energy is covered in three different subjects. Nuclear technology again, it is important in geography. It is important in the economics and international relation also. For example, India and US nuclear deal. So India and US will form part of the international relation also. So there are a couple of topics which have got overlapping, and such topics should be done with great detail. The second priority topics are the food standard, intellectual property right, the program schemes, so the nanotechnology, robot, particle physics. And the last priority topic, as I have been saying this since the beginning, physics, chemistry, and biology. So you can see from 2015 onwards, from this particle physics or the chemistry or the biology, there have been no question altogether. From particle physics, there was one question in the mains in 2018. As such, in prelims, it was not asked. So from the robot, you can see robot absolutely zero question. Okay, but there was only one question in the mains. Okay, so in such way, you should first categorize the topics, then start studying important topics, then the second important, and then the, if you have time and energy, you can definitely refer the last priority topic also. Similarly, do it for other subjects, for example, polity or the economics. Okay, now since you all are the beginners, if you do not know how to categorize, you can take the help of our respective teachers. They would help you in categorizing. UPSC is not the exam of just the intellectual or very smart student. It is the exam of formulation of the strategy. So an average student with an average score since the school days till the graduation, but being able to formulate a good strategy. So with the help of this strategy, limited amount of time would be required and limited amount of effort. So if you do not have a good strategy, this time and the effort would increase, and then your probability of clearing this exam might start decreasing. If we see the number of questions that have been asked in the couple of years in prelims as well as mains, so the blue bar you can see is of prelims and the orange one is of mains. You can see in last 7 year, I'm taking this as the reference year 2013, because from 2013 UPSC have actually changed the syllabus and have maintained it since that time. So you also have to follow this 2013 syllabus unless there is a new notification and a big change in it. So since 2013 syllabus haven't been changed. So you can see the number of question in prelims. So approximately 13 was the minimum question and 19 was the maximum question. So you can consider 15 to 16 will be the average number of questions. With respect to the mains, you can see minimum of 3 questions was asked in the year 2016 and consistently 4 questions since couple of years. It was only in 2013 that 6 questions had been asked. As such, 4 is the average number of questions. So with respect to mains, 4 out of 4 questions, there would be 2 questions which would be of 10 marks, and there would be 2 questions which would be of 15 marks. Yes. So there are 2 types of question with respect to marks: 10 marker question and 15 mark questions. 10 mark questions is to be written in 150 words. Okay. And the 15 marks question have to be written in 250 words. So this is the average trend of the UPSC. Consistently, the trend have been maintained. So here is the very first strategy with respect to the mains. So when you are writing or doing any kind of practice of the mains answers, I would strongly suggest you to practice those answers in approximately 200 words. So in case if that question is being asked for 150, you can still attempt. If it is asked for 250, you can still stretch a little bit. Okay, but don't have a habit of writing 300 word answer or 500 word answers. it would become very difficult to compress it. Don't even write a very short answer like 50 word or 100 word. It would be difficult to elaborate them. I can see a couple of students who have raised their hand. I request them to uh, write their query in the question and the answer session. I would definitely read them and attempt their questions. So write your question in the question and answer section, please. uh, since this is a general level exam or a generalist exam, see, if you take engineering is a specialist exam. Okay, IIT or GATE exam if you take, then medical is a specialist field, law is a specialist field, but civil service is a generalist field. It is not a specialist field. It means anyone from any educational background can enter into this service. So it is not since it is not specialized, so you have to look at the other dimensions also of that particular topic. Other dimensions means the science and technology should not be limited only to the technological aspect. It should have overlapping with the other aspect also. For example, the it have got overlapping with the geography. Okay, for example, the geography, we have different irrigation methods. So these irrigation methods are what, basically a technology only. So over here technology is overlapping with the geography. Then different types of agricultural practices, then high yielding variety of seeds. Okay, high yielding variety of seeds. Then fertilizer, the fertilizer is being developed out of the technology only. Okay, so you can consider the agricultural input methods which is recently being developed is the good example of technology, and that can have overlapping with the geography. So basically when you are writing geography answers, you can add the scientific angle in your answer, or when you're writing science answer. So science is for what? Science is for the humanity, to ease the work of the humanity. Else, what is the use of science? So if you're writing a science answer, you can give the application from the geographical angle. Then your answer would be multi-dimensional, and an officer is the one who look at every aspect of a department. Okay, a specialist is the one who look only after his or her department, but a generalist look after every other department also. Yes. uh, Miss Vishnu Priya have asked me what is the best book to study science and technology. I'm just coming to the last slide. In the last slide I have all the resources, ma'am. So just one slide ahead. Then it have got overlapping with the second paper, that is the governance, that is the e-governance. Today there was a time when all the government documentation had to be done for on the paper, but now most of the work are done with the help of the online itself. So that is to increase the transparency and efficiency. So that is the best example of the e-governance. The Digital India program of the India, okay, the Indian government. Okay, today we are doing the online payment or the wallet payment, and trying to minimize the currency circulation. So it is also used in the education sector, or the poverty reduction of the poverty, or the reduction of the malnutrition cases. In the case of international relation, it is used in the field of the nuclear programs or the cyber attack. Yes, disease pandemic, for example, corona. Okay, so the solution for the corona is biotechnology, and biotechnology is a part of your science and technology. So, and this corona is spread all over the world. So we can say science and technology have relation with the international relations also. With respect to the economics, all the different infrastructure or the e-technology in the agriculture or the nuclear energy, these are actually the syllabus given by the UPSC. I'm trying to show how science is related to these syllabus also. Then with respect to the environment and the disaster mitigation, yes, consider for example, you must have recently heard about a cyclone that had hit Mumbai, and this last month, and last month there was a cyclone that had hit the Odisha and the Bay of Bengal. So basically, this cyclone which had hit the coastal area of the Maharashtra. or the cyclone which had hit the coastal area of the eastern part of the India. So basically, how did we come to know about this? How that the cyclone is coming? We came to know with the help of early warning system (EWS), and EWS is what basically it is a technology. So in the mitigation of the disaster, technology is being used. Then in the security of the cyber security, technology is being used. And of course, science and technology is there in the general studies paper 3. With respect to the books and the resources, Miss Vishnu Priya, here is the answer. So we have a good amount of the resources, the book resources, the NCRT 6 to 10 standard you should refer. I will not suggest you to read 11th and 12th. The reason is 11th and 12th onwards, there is a specialization or the different field of the academics. We have arts, science, and commerce. So 11th and 12th science would be understood by the science student, might become difficult for the arts and the commerce students. So I will not suggest them to read this. And even UPSC will ask question up to the difficulty of 10 standard only. So since till 10 standard we all have studied science. With respect to a magazine, there is a very useful magazine called as Science Reporter. Okay, this is published by the government, so you can refer this magazine. This magazine comes once in a month, so it is a monthly magazine. With respect to the news agency, you can refer Rajya Sabha TV. Every Saturday, there is a program called as Science Monitor. It is in English medium, and Gyan Vigyan, which is in Hindi medium. So every Saturday this program come. You can definitely refer this also. It is a 30-minute program. Okay, just 30 minutes or 35 minutes. You can refer this program also. Then with respect to the India yearbook, this is the annual compilation. So this comes once in a year. Okay, magazine comes once in a month. Okay, and Rajya Sabha TV, this channel of Science Monitor, this comes once in a week. Okay, so you have a weekly resource, you have a monthly resource, and you have an annual resource also. Then there is a newspaper that is The Hindu. It comes every day, but on Sunday, it specially covers the science and technology. So there are 2 to 3 pages dedicated only for the technology. So you can refer this Hindu newspaper, and every Sunday newspaper would be dedicated more of to non-traditional topics, the science and technology, or the biodiversity, or the arts and crafts. And last and not the least, the website of the Department of the Space and Technology. Uh, Whatever new technology Indian government have developed in all the different sector will be uploaded on this website. Okay, so this website is the government website, dst.gov.in. So you can refer this once in a month. Okay, once in a month you can refer this, so that would be sufficient. Now let me tell you that you all want to enter into the UPSC. UPSC is a government sector, and you would be a government employee very soon. So UPSC try to ask the questions from the government resources only. Okay. The first preference of the UPSC is to take questions from the government resources. So what are the government resource? NCRT is a government book. Okay, CBSE book. This magazine is a government magazine. Okay. Then this Rajya Sabha TV is a government news channel. India Yearbook is the government yearbook. This website is a government website. It is only this Hindu newspaper which is private. Rest other resources I have given government resources. And UPSC will also ask question from these resources more of. Okay. So I hope you got a slight idea about the science, the various topic in the science and technology. Uh, and with respect to that, we formulated our strategy that which topic is important, which is not. Then we proceeded ahead with the breakup of the number of questions in the prelims as well as means. We even saw overlapping of science and technology with the other subject. This will give you an edge in the mains examination, because when you would be writing an answer, your answer would be multidimensional, and that is a demand of the question. Whereas if other students are writing, they may write a monotonous answer and a single dimensions answer, so they will get less marks. And last but not the least, the important book resources. So far, if anyone have any doubt, you can raise your doubt in the question answer section. There is a person who have asked me what is IYB. IYB is India Yearbook. Okay, India Yearbook is basically 1 year compilation of the current affair. This is a government book. Okay, and it covers various topics. Some topic would be related to India Yearbook covers all the different types of current affairs. It could be the political one, it could be the environment, it could be economics. Okay, then it could be the science and the technology, it could be culture related. So basically, on the different topic of last 1 year, this book is being compiled, and this is compiled by the government of India only. So it is a very good resources. And in this India Yearbook, you don't have to do the entire yearbook. For science and technology especially, you can refer this 5 topic: information communication technology chapter, defense chapter, energy chapter, science and technology development chapter, and a chapter of transport. Okay, let us proceed with the next question now. Yes, Somyata have asked me, sir, do I need to read India Yearbook? Yes, you have to read India Yearbook, but don't read from the very beginning, because you might end up reading the entire book, and it is a very bulky book. So you don't have to read all the chapters. As we proceed ahead with our static portion, as the static portion would get over, you would get an understanding, and the teacher would also tell you which chapters are important and which are not. Whichever year you are appearing for the exam. For example, if you are appearing for 2021 exam, so I would suggest you read the India Yearbook of 2021 only. As such, it comes every year, but you read 2021. If you are appearing for 2022, then read of 22. India Yearbook is being published tentatively in the month of January or February. Okay, Jan or Feb. So way before your prelims exam, this book will be published. So you get sufficient time to study this book. Okay. Okay. So there have been a person who have joined little late. This session is for the science and technology, sir. And so far we are discussing the science and technology strategy. So we understood what are the different topics that a science and technology has. Now let us proceed with the very first topic. Now we are actually going to start with a topic in the science and technology, space technology. This is there in prelims also, as well as in mains. So I would strongly recommend you to study this in such a manner that if a prelims question comes, you should be able to attempt that. And if the mains question comes, you should be in a position to attempt that as well. So before actually proceeding, a final call to the student. If you have any doubt regarding the preparation strategy of science and technology, please ask. Miss Kajal have asked me, is there any change in the UPSC examination? Yes, Miss Kajal. Uh, this year UPSC exam was to be conducted on 31st of May, but because of Corona lockdown, the exam have been postponed to 4th of the October. The prelims exam on the 4th of October, and so is the mains exam. Mains exam is also postponed by 4 months. As such, pattern is same, the syllabus is same. Okay, so there have been no changes in that. It is only the date that have been postponed. Miss Sakshi have asked me whether 11th, 12th NCRT is necessary to read. I would, Miss Sakshi, I would suggest you read 11th and 12th NCRT for history, geography, polity, and economics, but not for science and technology. Okay. I hope I'm able to answer your questions. Okay. So one student have asked me about preparation strategy during the graduation. You can start with the NCRT, or first what you can do is, since students while they are new, they are not in a position to how to start. So for that, I would suggest you to see some of our demo class. You first attend some of the demo class. Different lectures will be conducted by different teachers. They will teach you different subjects, and different subjects would have different strategy, and that would be very well taken care of by our teachers. So attend couple of lectures, then you will understand them. So today I hope I have given you a brief idea about the science and technology. And before proceeding with the topic of space, I'm going to answer a few questions. So Meta have said she have read 11th and 12 NCRT of some chapters of science. That is okay, but that won't be required. You do it for history, geography, polity, and economics. Yes, NCRT books are taught in the class. We will teach the topic related to those, and the NCRT you have to refer from your side. Okay, so I will do so. Okay, so rest of the answers I will take them after teaching this topic. So let us proceed ahead now. Space technology, very important. See, space technology, people take it only as the planet, okay, or the space technology. They take it only as a satellite, but there are other dimensions in the space technology also. Every now and then, uh, the space researchers have been doing something in the space, with respect to understanding of the earth, with respect to understanding of the sun or moon or other stars or other planets, or if they're in any prominent danger in the coming future. They also help us to understand that. So let me take you to a brief history. This history is not so important, but let us understand them. So space history, the space program is not actually just a new program. It is not that the NASA have actually started. It is not that the space program started with the ISRO. In the ancient past, there were good research in the space. For example, Ptolemy, he was the first one to say that Earth is spherical. Earlier, it was believed that Earth is absolutely flat. But he said a wrong statement that the Earth is the center of the universe. That statement was later on discarded. See, it is the theory is formulated in such a manner only. You come up with a theory, and there will be various other people who will counter question your theory. Okay, when your theory is being accepted by all of them, okay, then this theory will be accepted in the academic study also. But if you're not able to counter them, okay, they will come up with a new theory, and if their theory is acceptable, okay, their theory will be accepted. So basically, he had said that Earth is spherical. This was right, but then he said Earth is the center of the universe. This was wrong. Later on, proved by Aryabhatta. He said that the sun is the center of the universe. So Aryabhatta, the very famous astronomer of the ancient India. Later on, the Copernicus also claimed the same thing, that the sun is the center of the universe. In 1564, Galileo, okay, he was a European. He said all the body, irrespective of the mass, are attracted towards the Earth with a constant acceleration. So basically, these are some prominent astronomers or the space scientists of India, as well as some in foreign countries. So these are not so important. If you just happen to remember them, that is fine enough. As such, you can skip this part. Then Johannes Kepler, this was very prominent. He came up with the law of the planetary motion. So in today's class, we are going to understand what is this law of the planetary motion. Isaac Newton, everyone have heard about this Newton. He had also come up with the Newton's law of the universal gravitation. He meant to say that two objects are always in the state of attracting each other. Okay, so consider, for example, yourself. You are on the earth. So earth is attracting you towards itself. At the same time, you are also attracting the earth toward itself. Okay. Einstein came out with a very important phenomena of the special theory of the relativity and the general theory of the relativity. Actually, this question, a special theory of relativity, was a 2018 question of prelims. Okay. So even if you do not like these scientists, questions have been asked. For example, Ptolemy, there was a question. Johannes Kepler, there was a question. And Einstein theory of the special relativity. This was a very recent question asked in the year 2018 itself. Okay, now let me take you to some of the important aspect of this space technology where you would find it very interesting to study. Yes. So right from here, this creation of this universe or the Big Bang theory, this topic is there in the geography also. Okay. So having studied the geographical aspect, this topic would become easy. Or if you study here in the geography, this the same theory would become easy. So Big Bang theory was a theory that revolutionized the way that we think about the universe. It was believed that how the universe was evolved. So initially there was there was this central point wherein the entire mass and the energy of the universe started contracting. So consider yourself that someone is contracting you from the all the side. Okay, someone is contracting you from the all the side. What will happen? Your size will decrease. Yes or no? Your size will decrease, and then what would happen? So your density or the temperature would start increasing. The volume would start decreasing because the size have decreased, volume would decrease, but you would the particles inside this matter, they would start coming towards each other. So in that case, what would happen is the density of this material will start increasing, and that is what happened 13.7 billion years ago. The temperature also start increasing. So imagine that someone is compressing you so hard, so your body would become really warm. Yes or no? So the same happened, and then what happened was that a certain threshold point came where density became so high, temperature became so high that it exploded. It exploded with a sudden bang, and through that, what happened was the matter was created, the energy was created, the space was created, and the time was also created. Yes, you heard it right. Time was created. So time is not you know eternity. Time was also created, and can time once the universe is exhausted, the time can also be exhausted. So this event took place somewhat 13.7 billion years ago. So what happened? All of these matter, they started moving away from each other. Okay, and today also it is expanding away from each other. So you consider this is your galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. So this galaxy, okay, is moving away from this galaxy. So galaxy is moving away from each other, the planet is moving away from each other. So basically this universe is expanding and is moving away from each other. This phenomena, this is being explained very nicely in your 11th standard NCRT of geography. Okay, not the science, 11th standard NCRT of geography. So you can refer this 11th standard NCRT. The second chapter is dedicated to the space science only. After that, what happened? The first atom was created just 3 minutes after this Big Bang explosion, and in the subsequent phase, the hydrogen gas clouds, they started forming. This hydrogen gas cloud is called as the nebula, and this in this nebula, what happened was this hydrogen cloud, hydrogen, two hydrogen atom started fusing together to form helium atom, and in the process, what happened was huge amount of energy was being released. Hydrogen is a lighter element. So two light element fuse together to form a heavier element. So helium is a heavier element, and in the process, huge amount of energy was being generated. And this process is called as nuclear fusion process. Okay, nuclear fusion process. So fusion indicates that something is getting fused. So hydrogen is getting fused over here. Good amount of energy is being created. So let me tell you, on Earth also, you must have heard of hydrogen bomb. Yes. Yes, so hydrogen bomb also have a relatively similar technology wherein two hydrogen element is being combined together or fused together to release huge amount of energy. So if I compare a nuclear bomb versus a hydrogen bomb, so hydrogen bomb would be way dangerous than that of a nuclear bomb, because technology involved is different. Nuclear bomb, nuclear fission will take place wherein one element will break down to form two different elements. Okay, a good amount of energy is being generated here also. But in the case of hydrogen nuclear fusion process, where two element will be fused together to form one element. Okay, and over here more energy is released as compared to that of nuclear. So on sun, every second this phenomena is taking, and billions of the hydrogen is fusing together to form helium. What will happen is, after a couple of years, uh, these when hydrogen will get exhausted, because like a petrol in the car, hydrogen is the fuel for the sun. And in the years to come, hydrogen fuel will get exhausted. What will then happen? Then helium will start fusing together. All the helium, they will start fusing together and will start forming some other element. But a time will come when those elements will stop fusing each other, and then what will happen? Then the end of the sun will come. The sun will die. Yes, so sun is a star. This star will die. Okay, and this star might become a dwarf star. Okay, or it might become a black hole. So that is the life cycle of a star. We can talk further on that. So what happened was, after this big bang explosion, the sun was formed close to 5 to 6 billion years ago. And that was the star. So the first thing that was formed in the universe, the first celestial body, was the star. Later on, the planet started forming, but before the planet, the material that is required for the planet, that is called as planetesimal, that was formed. So almost all the planet in our solar system was formed 4.6 billion years ago. You can take this in the sequence: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Pluto is not a planet. Pluto was a planet till 2006, and after 2006, the conditions that is required to be called a celestial body as a planet, that got changed, and that condition was not being satisfied by the Pluto, so it was removed out of the list of the planet. Then one day what happened was, one big asteroid, one big stone, it came and hit the earth and broke the earth into two different pieces. So one formed the earth, that is the present earth, and another formed the moon. Yes, the moon was formed out of earth. Okay, yes, one big stone hit the earth, and with that, whenever one stone hit another stone, splat sound comes. So this event was being considered as a big splat event. So similar to that of the big bang event, this big splat event was responsible for the formation of the moon. And this event took place somewhat 4.4 billion years ago. Yes. If you talk specifically about the earth, so this was in nutshell about how the universe was formed. Universe was formed 13.7 billion years ago. Then the sun was, or the star was formed. Later on, this planet was formed. Later on, this moon was formed. So try to remember the sequence in which these were formed. UPSC may ask the sequence. After that, let us focus more on the earth. When the earth was formed, it was very hot, not really suitable to sustain the life. Then what happened was, the earth slowly and steadily started cooling down, and the different material that earth was made up of started segregating itself on the basis of the density. So density, if the medium is rarer medium, lighter medium, it will be occupying upper space. If the material is a denser material, it will go down. Yes or no? Basic law of the nature: rarer medium above, denser medium below. So in that way, what happened? Different materials of the earth was segregating itself on the basis of density, and thereby the interior of the earth was divided into three different layers. The uppermost and the lighter most layer is called as the crust. The middle one is called as the mantle, and the densest layer, that is called as the core, it went inside, and thereby three layers of the earth was formed. Again, this is there in the geography. So see, geography and science is related with this chapter. What then happened was, the traces of the gases which was trapped inside the earth, they started coming outside. Okay, they started coming outside, and they started occupying the external atmosphere of the earth, and in this way, the atmosphere of the earth was formed. But what happened? Sun, the heat waves of the sun, okay, the heat waves of the sun, it blew away some portion of our atmosphere. So our atmosphere was little thick enough, couple of years ago, but the heat waves of the sun blew away some portion of our atmosphere, because gravity of the earth was relatively less as compared to the gravity of these planets. So can you see these four planets I have drawn big, and these four planets I have drawn little small? Okay, so these planets are small because their at outer atmosphere is thin, and these four planets are big because their outer atmosphere is relatively big. Okay, so proceeding further, this phenomena through which these gases came outside is called as a degassing. Okay, and they occupied the early atmosphere. So in the initial phase, our atmosphere had a good amount of water vapor, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, and very little oxygen, because there were no vegetation, there were no trees, so photosynthesis could not be carried, and oxygen concentration was very low. Okay, then what happened was, these gases, they started condensing, and this led to the precipitation. And with this, what happened, all of these depressions on the earth was filled by the water, and thereby the ocean was formed. So ocean was formed close to 3.9 billion years ago. Okay, if we talk about the evolution of the life on the earth, how it happened was, when the ocean was formed, the first life was this blue green algae. You can see this blue green algae today also in the lake or the pond, okay, or the stagnant water in the drainage system. So this blue green algae is actually plants. Okay, these are autotrophs, and they were responsible for the process of photosynthesis. They started releasing oxygen in the water, and when the oxygen was available in the water, then the fish started originating in the water. Then what happened was, this oxygen started coming outside of the water and getting mixed with the atmosphere. Then those animals were born which could live in the water as well as in the atmosphere. Finally, those life came on the land, which could survive independent of that of the water. So aquatic, if you see the sequence, first aquatic plant came. Okay, after that aquatic animals came. Okay, after that amphibians came. Okay, and after that the terrestrial means the one which is on the land. Okay, the one which cannot live inside the water. So the terrestrial plants and the animals came. Okay, so if we talk about this very simple question, so my dear student, my way of teaching would be this only. I will teach you one topic. First of all, I will formulate a strategy. Okay, this will help you to reduce the time and your effort. Second is, I will teach a topic. Okay, having taught the topic, what I will do is, I will take previous year's question paper of that particular topic, just to make you ensure whether you have understood that topic or not. And being able to solve the previous year's question paper will boost your confidence. Okay, we will solve the previous year's prelims question in the classroom itself, and I will give you mains questions for your writing practice also, so that prelims as well as mains can go together. Having done these two, we have a good number of mock questions. Okay, good number of mock questions. Now, this will give you an edge in the examination. So the one who is able to understand the concept, formulate a strategy, solve previous year's question paper as well as the mock questions, okay, or the test series of the present year, will more of get selected in the exam, and the one who bypass any of these element, their probability to clear the exam would also decrease. So I have taught you one topic. See, no topic of the UPSC is just for the namesake. So try to try to have a, a conscious mind, and with the help of whatever we have studied, try to attempt this question. You can write the answer in the the comment section. This is a 2018, very recently being asked. So let us try to see the answer. You can write the answer. The answer would be either A, B, C, or D. To try to read these statements and tell me which of the following given options is correct. Either statement one or two or three, or one or three, or all of the above can be correct. So over here, let me tell you one thing before attempting the question. Some part of knowledge is required and some part of logic is required. Okay. If you focus more on the knowledge, only on the knowledge, you might become a scientist. Okay. And UPSC is not the place where too much of knowledge is required. If you do not have any amount of knowledge, if you focus only on the logic, you might become a salesman. Okay, so UPSC is looking with the person who can implement the knowledge with the present scenario. So this civil service is that only. Whatever problems will come in the future will not be taught in the textbooks or in the training center. New problems may come arise. So on the basis of your logic, on the basis of your decision making skill, you would be handling the problems of your district. So try to attempt this question. This is a tricky question. I have deliberately given tricky question so that you can attempt wrong answer, so that we can have a further discussion on these questions. So student have started attempting. I'm very pleased to see their answer. So Miss Vedika and Miss Kalyani have already answered. All of the student, please answer it. If you are waiting for someone else to answer, you are actually giving an opportunity for to someone else to become a collector, and you yourself abstaining. This is a competition, not a college exam. Okay, you have to be a very bad competitor, very tough competitor. You have to be. So you cannot become a shy officer. Have you ever seen any shy officer? So don't feel shy in giving the answer. You can give wrong answer also. That is more appreciated, but don't remain quiet. Okay, so good number of students are attending. This indicates how curious or how enthusiastic you are with respect to your preparation. You have to mark the answer as A, B, C, or D. So Kuldeep Singh, sir, you have marked three. So I did not get what. Please try to attempt. Yes, yes. Please try, sir, Mr. Kuldeep. Please try to attempt either A, B, C, or D. And Miss Vishnu Priya, you have written 2 and 3 only. So please write either A, B, C, or D. Because in the exam, you are supposed to write, you are not supposed to write anything in the prelim. You just have to mark or the encircle A, B, C, or D. OMR sheets will be given, and you are supposed to do that. Okay, fairly good number of the student have answered this question, but let me tell you, this was a tough question. Let us try to see how many of you were right or wrong. So let me read this question. The question says, consider the following statement. The Earth magnetic field has reversed every few 100,000 years. I don't know. The very first statement was bouncer. Let us say I am a student and I read this statement. The very first statement was very tough and I was not sure about this. So this may be correct, this may be incorrect also. So what you should do is those options which you are doubtful, just encircle it. Okay, just encircle it. Let us proceed with the next statement. Second statement says when the earth was created more than 4,000 million years ago, there was 54% oxygen and no carbon dioxide. Here you will get the answer. Okay. Even if you are the most average student, so far in your college or the school days, this should click you. 54% oxygen. So let me question you that what is the present amount of the oxygen available in the atmosphere? Presently, we have approximately 20%, 20-21% of the oxygen in the atmosphere. Okay, we all have studied this in the school days. Okay, so in the past, and it is being said that this amount of the oxygen is decreasing. So if it is presently 20%, okay, so in the past 54% is very doubtful. The reason was there were no trees at all. So when there were no trees, how can photosynthesis take place, and how can 54% oxygen be generated? So in the present it is 20%. So this 20%, initially it was 0%, you can consider. Okay, then it increased because the photosynthesis started increasing, and then it is slightly decreasing, not very fast, but it is slightly decreasing. Okay, now second statement here itself, no carbon dioxide. So if you have read this statement, can you see in this slide, focus over here student, focus over here. Water vapor, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. Yes, carbon dioxide was also there, methane was there, okay, ammonia was there, and I said it while explaining this, oxygen was very very low. So oxygen was very low, carbon dioxide was there. So this statement is a wrong statement. Third statement, when living organism originated, they modified the early atmosphere of the earth. Okay, when the living organism originated. So at the bottom, can you see evolution of life? So I told you initially the aquatic plants came, then aquatic animals came. So what is the function of the plants? The function of the plants is to do photosynthesis. Can you see this diagram? It takes carbon dioxide and it releases oxygen. So what it would have done? It started decreasing the concentration of the carbon dioxide. It started increasing the concentration of the oxygen. So this was the logic that was required. Yes. So plant is a living organism, and human beings or the animal, they are also living organism. So what will animals do? So we understood what will plant do. Plant will take carbon dioxide, it will release oxygen. So thereby it will change the composition of carbon dioxide and oxygen. What will animals do? They will take in the oxygen, okay, and they will release out the carbon dioxide. So in the process, animals would also do the same thing. They would also change the composition. In the present context, what is happening is presently the amount of the carbon dioxide released by the industries, automobile, okay, cutting of the trees have been increasing. So presently also carbon dioxide is increasing. Okay, so the third statement, when the living organism originated, they modified the early atmosphere of the earth. This is absolutely correct. So out of these three statements, I was not sure of the first statement. Second statement is wrong. Third statement is correct. So let us try to look at the option. Okay, the option was option A. I'm not sure. At least second statement is wrong. So option number B is eliminated. Option number D is also eliminated. Okay. Now option number 3 has to be correct. So can you see option number C? Statement 3 is correct. So statement 3 is correct, and option number A, there is no statement 3. So that indicates option A is wrong. Okay. Uh, Sorry, option A is wrong, but statement 1 was right. Okay, so C is the correct answer over here. So I was not sure whether one was correct or not, but with the help of statement number 3, I came to realize that 1 and 3 both are wrong or right. So 1 is also right and 3 is also right. So regarding the Earth magnetic field has reversed few 100,000 year. In fact, Earth magnetic field is the coming topic only. So I took this question in little advance just to test how much of logic you could have applied. So this was not the question of knowledge. This was a question of logic, and a very recent question. So such type of question will be asked. Okay. So to all the students who were able to answer this, I appreciate all of you. Yes. Uh, Kuldeep Singh, sir, your answer came out to be wrong. Miss Somita, yes, very good, ma'am. Ravina, and Kaveen Raj. Then we have few student with anonymous name. Okay, Kalyani Vedika. Yes, good number of students who have given right answers. So very, very good, and much appreciated. If we just have a look at the solar system, look at just a sequence of this planet. The very first one, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. After that, we have an asteroid belt. Okay, these are nothing but the small or big rocks only. Okay, this could be as small as few centimeter, or this could be as big as hundreds of thousands of kilometer big also. Okay, so this is just big stones, small or big stones. It can have dust particles also. It have traces of the other gases also. After that, we have bigger planets, that is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So can you see a remarkable difference that these initially four planets, and these four planets. So basically these four planets are called as inner planets, and these planets are called as outer planets. Inner planets, these are smaller in size, and outer planets, these are bigger in size. What is the reason? The reason is these planets are close to sun. Okay, and because of these heat waves of the sun, as I told you in the case of earth, the heat waves of the sun, what it did was it stripped away, or it blew away some amount of the atmosphere of these planets. The gravity of these planets were not so strong enough to hold its own atmosphere. That is why some atmosphere blew away. Whereas in the case of these outer planets, the atmosphere was relatively, the gravity was very strong, and gravity was strong, so it did not allow the solar waves to strip away their atmosphere. That is why it looks big. Okay, so here is the question again. Let me hide the answer. Okay, I just presume that you must have not seen it. Chalo, here is the question. Please attempt this. Simple question. Everyone can answer this. Or okay, let me tell you that before actually teaching for this, Mercury is the closest one, and Earth is approximately at a distance of 150 kilometer, 150, sorry, 150 million kilometer. Okay, 150 million kilometer from that of the sun. Okay, and this 150 million kilometer is called as the astronomical unit. Okay, astronomical unit. So if I say one astronomical unit, 1 AU, that indicates 150 million kilometers. So this question was about that only, and since I've already said the answer, what is the average distance between the sun and the earth? It is 150 million kilometer. Okay, so not a difficult question at all. Goldilocks zone. Now, basically, if you consider a star, if you consider a star, so if you are very, very close to the star, of course, you will feel very, very hot. If you are very, very far from the star, very, very cold. So basically, too hot planet is not suitable for the habitation. You cannot survive only. You will burn up. If you are too far, the sunlight would be relatively, the intensity will be so low that it would be too cold, and again you won't be able to survive. But there is a certain zone, there is a particular region, okay, wherein the amount of temperature is just right enough, not too hot, not too cold, for a life to survive, and that zone is called as a Goldilocks zone. Okay, so if I summarize this, Goldilocks is a zone which is a habitable zone wherein it is neither too hot not too cold for a life to survive. For example, we can consider the example of earth. Okay, so earth is exactly at that zone where the life can be survived. So likewise, can there be other system, other planet planets which would be revolving around some other stars, which wherein the possibility of life can be there. Yes, of course. So all of those planets which is lying at the just at the right distance where there can be a chances of life, so that zone is called as a Goldilocks zone. So it is a habitable zone. You can take the example of the Earth. So let us say if another planet come in the zone of the Earth, okay, that planet can survive the life. Okay. So recently, this was there in the news because recently a planet, this see like our solar system, the other planets are not given the names like Earth, Mercury, Venus, anything like that. They are given some code name. This planet name was LHS 3844b. This was actually discovered by the NASA's satellite. That satellite was known as TESS. Okay, factual information you can remember. It was realized that this planet is located in a Goldilocks zone or habitable zone of this star. So this star name is TOI 700, which is at a distance of 100 light years away from that of the Earth. So if I try to summarize, Goldilocks zone is that zone which is habitable zone, neither too hot, neither too cold, because if it is too hot, water will evaporate. If it is too cold, water will freeze. In fact, everything will get freeze out. So an example, the best example is Earth. Uh, if I take Mercury, life cannot survive there because it is too hot. If I take the Saturn or the Uranus, again it is too cold for the life to survive. Recently, NASA satellite, that satellite known as TESS, it had discovered a planet known as LHS 3844b, which is revolving around a star TOI 700. Actually, these informations are not required. I'm just giving this additional information. I'm giving this information because this was recently appeared in the news. Okay. As such, UPSC won't ask so difficult question. So what would be the question? The question will be the term Goldilocks zone. This was a question that was asked in the year 2015. The term Goldilocks zone is often seen in the news. Please try to read this question. The answer is given, but you can read this. I will give you answer for simple question. Difficult question I will ask. So please try to attempt this question. The term Goldilocks zone is often seen in the news in the context of option A is the limit of the habitable zone above the surface of the earth. Okay, it is a habitable zone. It is a habitable zone. So partially it sounds correct, but above the surface of the earth, that is not right. Then the region inside the earth, absolutely wrong. Then the search for the Earth-like planets in the outer space. Yes, this sounds to be more of correct, but let us read option D also. Search for meteorite containing the precious metal. This is absolutely wrong. So at times answer is not given straightforward. Earth-like planet. Earth is a habitable planet. Okay, so the Goldilocks zone is that zone where life can survive, and Earth is also lying in that zone where life can survive. So Earth is lying in the Goldilocks zone of star sun. Okay, so so the quest for the Goldilocks zone is to find Earth-like planet, or simple words, where the life can survive. So this was another question. So even simple questions are not that simple, you can see. Okay. Now, before proceeding ahead for the next lecture, I would like to tell you what I am going to teach in the coming lecture. The types of the space orbit. Okay, the space orbit. What is the space orbit? What are the different types of the space orbit? You can see if this is a circular orbit. Okay, this is the elliptical orbit. Okay, so usually when the satellite revolve around a planet, for example, Earth, if the satellite is revolving around the Earth, it can revolve in circular manner, or it can revolve in the elliptical manner. Okay, so so the Earth is not exactly in the center. Okay, so this is elliptical. So we are going to study that. What is that? On the basis of that, there are different technical observation of these different satellite orbit, the low Earth orbit or the medium Earth orbit or the geosynchronous orbit. See, basically these things happen to come in the news, and UPSC will ask question on this also. So after teaching these aspects, I will teach you what are the different types of launching vehicle, then the rocket engine. Okay, then the different types of the satellites. Okay, different stages of the satellite. Okay, so these are very very important. UPSC will ask question and have asked a good number of questions. Okay, so in order to understand them with the help of a video lecture, uh, I will show you some animation videos also, so that the concept becomes little easy to understand. Okay, so we have a good number of topic to be studied in the science and technology. So for today's lecture, I would like to end here itself. Now is the time for those students who have certain doubts. They can wait and they can ask me whatever doubts they have with respect to the presentation, or with respect to their preparation of the UPSC. Yes. So the every demo or the webinar would be close to 1.5 hours, and the basic strategy that I told you, it is very important that you formulate that strategy, else your entire preparation would go into waste. So there is a question, very nice question put forward by anonymous attendee. Actually, you have not written your name, sir, so I'm not able to call you through your name. So he had said, if planet Earth had cooled down and formed life, why can't Mars, which is next to the Earth, can't do it? So the sequence of the planet Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. So I hope I gave you the answer. That Earth is lying in this habitable zone. Okay, where the temperature is neither too hot neither too cold. In the case of Mars, actually there Mars have too much concentration of the greenhouse gases. So because of that, what happens is it becomes relatively hot, or more hotter than that of the Earth. Venus also, Venus, the case with the Venus is too much concentration of the carbon dioxide, and because of the carbon dioxide, what happens is the entire atmosphere becomes very very hot. Okay, in the case of Earth also, if the CO2 concentration will increase, this is a greenhouse gas. So if the carbon dioxide will increase, Earth will also become hotter. And I believe you must have experienced that as compared to last couple of years, summer is getting hotter. Okay, the winter is getting warmer. So what is the reason? The reason is increasing the CO2, and for that reason, these planets also do not have habitable zone. So very good question by one of our student attendee. Miss Isha, I missed your point with respect to the evolution of the universe. I'll try to explain them again in the coming lecture. So Meta have asked me, can I get this slide in the PDF form? Yes, ma'am, you will get it. Uh, okay, so I think if there is no more questions, shall we end up with the class? Uh, Moon is also in a habitable zone. Then why don't it sustain life? Because there is no atmosphere and there is no gravity. So anonymous attendee, you have a very very good question. I'm pleased to hear. So can you rename yourself whenever you come for the next class? He have asked me, if Moon is a habitable zone, then why don't it have suitable life? No atmosphere because no gravity. Had there been gravity, there could have been certain amount of atmosphere on its surface, and there could have been life. But gravity was so low that they don't have any atmosphere. When there is no atmosphere, how can life survive? Uh, okay. So that's all for the day, student. I would request you to sit for a few more lectures, because in UPSC is so vast, it becomes very difficult to condense the entire crux of the UPSC in just one or half lecture. Sit for at least 3 to 4 lectures. and all of those lectures would be absolutely non-chargeable. So sit for 3 4 lectures, try to understand some topic in little more detail. I will continue this topic in the next class also, so that your understanding will increase. And I would also put UPSC asked questions, so that it becomes more of interactive when you start giving the answers also. So the student who are raising their hand, I strongly request you to please write your question. Is there any scope to start life on the newly discovered planet? Yes, there are scope to life start life in the other planet, and the foolproof answer is still not given by the scientist. So they are in search of that only. In fact, they are looking for other planets where life can survive. As such, in the nearby region of the solar system, there have been no planet as such, but the search is still going on. Okay, so it's Miss Charishma Kunda. It's okay. Whatever is your doubt, you can definitely ask. We have more better more better things to learn in the next coming sessions. So as the thing proceed, we will make it. See, this is a UPSC exam, okay, and you have to first of all two things be mentally prepared. One is you have to sit for long hours of your studies. You should be able to work hard. And second is you have to maintain little bit of patience. College exams, you study today, tomorrow you will get the result. But that is not the case with the UPSC. You need to have a lot of patience. Okay, so that is why I'm consistently saying sit for a few more lectures, more new things will come up, and we'll try to make it as interesting as informative. Most important is to make it informative. So we'll try to make it more informative. We'll try to take it as close to that of UPSC exam pattern, and we are having more responsibility. The reason is it is the question of your career, so we cannot play with your career, and we are very serious with our with our preparation, with your selection. Had it been just 10th or 12th standard, everyone is going to pass, but this is a competitive exam. Very few students will pass, and those few students should be you. Okay, so if you have trust on us, okay, sit for a few more demo class. We'll make sure that every minute of your preparation would be useful in your career. But still have asked me when would be the next lecture date and timing. Sir, please ask the management. They will be the better person to guide you. uh, Anonymous have asked me, when there are no atmosphere on the moon, and when there is no gravity, then why are most of the rich people buying plot on the moon? Very very good question. Yes. So the thing is, no one is going to go on the moon and live permanently. Okay, basically moon is no one's property, and the one who is claiming a hold over it is actually selling the moon. So the rich people who is buying the plot today, or the land on the moon, is being sold. Okay, you can also buy land. The land is very very cheap. It's not only rich people who are buying, even normal ordinary people can buy land. So you can buy land on the moon. The reason, now the thing is, what is the use? You won't have any benefit. It may happen that after 3 to 4 generations from now onwards, going on moon will be very very cheap. Okay, it will be very very economical. Even ordinary people can go and live for 1 or 2 days or 5 days more maximum, and will have to come back. Okay, they cannot construct a house there, they cannot have a garden there. Okay, they cannot have a permanent life on moon. They will just go to the moon, just will see the moon, and then they will come back again. So even if the moon is being sold, okay, and even if you buy the entire moon, it will have no usage. It is just a way of generating the money. as an MBBS student, are there any other competitive exams so that I am able to get involved with the administration of medical system? I'm not sure with the medical examination, but with respect to UPSC administrative exam, yes, there are few other administrative exam also. We'll definitely tell you about this. You can please attend my counseling session. My counseling session is at 3 to 4:30 p.m. every day in the afternoon, so you can please attend that. Uh, all right, students. So I will share this PPT. Just wait for one or two more lecture. We will send you the entire PPT. We will send you the question bank. Question bank, very very important. The way we have segregated the question bank of last 20 years of prelims as well as the mains, I believe no one in the India would have done that. Yes, my claims are very very true. For example, let me show you one. If you are still live, you just look this for 1 minute. For example, let me say that there is a subject called as polity, and in this subject you have many topics: historical background, making of the constitution, salient features of the constitution, fundamental rights, so on and so forth. So this fundamental right, you can see it, the questions are there in the prelims, good number of questions. Similarly, polity is also there in your mains. Again, similar topic. Again, you take fundamental right. So fundamental right, these are mains questions. So fundamental right is there in the prelims as well as in mains. And having taught you fundamental right, we will make you do these questions also in the classroom. And having done last 20 years question paper of the prelims, you will gain immense confidence. You will be really really happy that whatever you are studying, you are able to solve UPSC question. That is the main objective first. And having done that, we have good amount of mock questions also. So you can see fundamental right, these are mock question, these are not asked in the exam, but still we will give you this for the practice purpose, so that you have an edge in the exam. So you don't have to just maintain an equal status. You should have edge in the exams. Then only you would be able to come in the top 100 rank and get the IS or the IPS or Indian Foreign Post. So we have couple of things designed for you. So if you trust us, take a sit for a few more lectures and we'll definitely sail you through the exam. So that's all from my side. You all study well, and whenever you have any doubt with respect to any material, we are always there. So take care, everyone. Goodbye and good night.